Hey YouTube, we're gonna react to this video. Starfield is genuinely terrible 4 months later. If you've been around for a little bit on my channel, I played Starfield as it dropped. I was very hyped for it. I played about 4 sessions of it. With my schedule, I can only play it about 2 to 3 hours at a time, and I probably won't be playing it, at least on stream or YouTube. I wasn't very impressed. We can get into my opinions on the game later, maybe sprinkled in with this video. I will probably agree with 100% of the points, but yeah, I had hopes for it, but I would rather spend my time playing a game that I also enjoy. So, without further ado, let's go.
Okay, I'll be honest with you. I've been playing Starfield since release, and I was actually one of the few people out there who enjoyed the hell out of it and couldn't understand why it had so many negative reviews. Personally, I don't really like
the one thing I didn't get to experience either is any mods. I did play it with Xbox through god damn it, I'm so old. I want to call it arcade because that's what it used to be called. I can never remember what it's called. Game Pass? Game Pass. Played it through Game Pass, and so I didn't. It was very vanilla, nothing else to like help game mechanics. Although like it's not much that the Xbox is pretty much locked in with certain graphics. But I already wasn't happy that even though I wasn't playing it on PC, I wasn't happy that it wasn't very optimized for PC players. So.
Following the internet's opinions on things, so that could be why. I just like to give my honest views when I play games, regardless of any potential hate I might get here on YouTube, because I would prefer just to give my honest opinion on things. But with 50 plus hours playtime and reading endless reviews and breakdowns of this game, Starfield is a bad game. Here are all the main important issues in under 10 minutes. You really don't need to waste your time watching a full 30-minute breakdown. So let's get into this. So first off, loading screens. This has been talked about a lot, and I was one of those people who said, don't be a knobhead, just get an SSD and it's not an issue. Yes, this does relieve some of the pain and suffering, but it does not remove the endless loading screens you'll encounter at every moment in this game.
I'm not a Star Wars fan. Is he dressed as the Mandalorian? That's pretty cool.
Go inside any building in the game or land on any planet, you will get a loading screen, and it's beyond ridiculous. I saw a video recently which made a really damn good point, and I wish I could remember which video this was from. Essentially, they spoke about Red Dead Redemption 2 and how it felt like you were so engaged in the game, because once you were in the game, that was it. There was no loading screens, unless you were fast traveling, of course. You could go inside buildings and travel around the map without seeing a single loading screen, and it made you feel so much more immersed. Starfield is the complete opposite. And that is why loading screens are an issue. And it's not just something that people are bitching about. It's nothing worse than looking at a damn screen all the time when you just want to play a game. In 2023, this should not be a thing. The lifeless open world. To be honest, I still disagree that the world is completely lifeless, as cities feel somewhat lived in, but the AI is seriously god-awful, and NPCs appear completely brain-dead and soulless. And if you want nightmares tonight, look at this.
I mean, look at Tears of the Kingdom. They got that game to run on the Switch, which is like basically a potato. And it ran beautifully.
Stay to this thing. Scary as hell. No need for laxatives. Just have a look at this and you'll shit yourself over and over.
Oh, Jesus. I didn't even play the game enough to see any
Where
crazy
things do become disappointing is the fact...
Oh yeah, I remember, what the hell was her name? Andreja? I walked into one of the caves and she was just shooting this guy.
We have hundreds of planets which really don't have much on them. They are just empty spaces for the most part. Quality over quantity. That's all I'm going to say. Give me 5 heavily detailed and dense...
It seemed like to me a lot of the enemies like are just bullet sponges. Like I didn't even really get a chance to... I wasn't that far in. I don't even think I was level 1 or 2. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've played it, but how I play games like this, if my firepower is severely lacking, you know, I'm out of ammo, terrible gun until I find another gun, I rely heavily on melee. I actually very much enjoy melee. I had a Fallout 4 playthrough that was strictly melee only that I carried very far. I think that was one of my 400 plus hours was just that one character, just the melee character. It was so fucking fun. So I did have plans to go heavy in the melee, but I was just not very impressed.
Planets over hundreds of lifeless ones any day of the week. I would much prefer that, and I'm sure I'm not the only one.
Oh, Jesus.
The story. So it's rather boring, and I found myself doing the side missions instead. And I swear, if I have to do one of these missions again, I'm going to throw myself off the nearest bridge. It's ridiculous. I would actually love to know, how many of these missions are there in the game?
Cool.
Feels like I've done about 40 of them. So boring. It's just the same thing every single time. Imagine if you weren't interested in doing the side missions, you just wanted to do the main story. I think you need a suicide hotline on speed dial, to be quite honest. Doing the same mission that many times should be a crime. The endless side mission...
Oh god. That was another reason I wasn't a huge fan. The ship fighting made me sick. Like, I have really bad motion sickness issues, so... parts of it actually made me woozy.
Quite good in this game, and I would divert my attention from the boring, lackluster story to them instead. So with that being said, don't buy the game for the story alone. As Martin Scorsese would say, this ain't cinema, and he's bloody right. No landing on planets. It didn't really bother me at first, but now thinking about it, this is quite a big problem, and it contributes to the many loading screens we have in this game. At least give us the option to land on planets before giving us one of these bastard loading screens. For Christ's sake, it's just everything you do is a loading screen. I just feel sorry for people out there that haven't got a bloody SSD. Please comment below if you have a hard drive and you've played this game. I really need to know. This game doesn't try to make you feel immersed at all. Here is a load of dead planets to explore, and you don't get to land on them, you greedy cock. Watch a few hours of loading screens instead. I mean, to be honest, I think I started seeing these loading screens in my sleep after a while. You should have been able to enter a planet's atmosphere without seeing a loading screen and actually land on it. That would have been amazing. And it has been done in other games, so you can't use that as an excuse either. Endless menus. This goes hand in hand with immersion. Here is a great example. Remember in Red Dead Redemption 2, where you would visit a shop, instead of seeing a menu when buying items, you would actually remain in the game still, and you would open a book to browse items, whilst the vendor speaks to you.
Good shit.
I'm so excited to try this.
Howdy.
In Starfield, prepare to be looking at menu screens almost the same amount of time as in...
All of the menus were so confusing. I didn't do any building of anything. Nothing. Thankful I've never had the option to play this dumpster fire. Yeah, dude. I genuinely feel bad for the people who paid $60, $70 for this. Like, I feel bad. It's different. Like, Modern Warfare 3. I don't feel bad for people buying that. I have some sympathy just with how Call of Duty is, you know? But Starfield was such a hyped up game. Like, God, there were ads for it everywhere. I was hyped for it. Everybody was hyped for it. And what the fuck? Like,
gameplay. I would actually love to see how many hours I've spent looking at menus in this game. Red Dead Redemption 2 did it right. It kept you in the game and you never felt like you were leaving it. It felt like you were actually there in the game still, browsing items. And I feel really sorry for the new players out there who have just picked up this game, because it does take quite a long time to get used to it due to how many menus there are in this game. I remember playing this for the first time and I felt pretty headshot to begin with, as I didn't really know where to start. Navigating these screens on your first initial playthrough is literally like shitting out a dog. It's not too bad now that you've got used to it, but for new players, I mean, you're going to find this a bloody ball ache. Bethesda, This is the most important point of the lot. Remember how Cyberpunk came out a disappointing mess, and CD Projekt Red actually cared for the players and begun trying to fix their game. Bethesda.
I need to officially add Cyberpunk to the list. Like, I'm so late to the game, but I keep seeing specifically Starfield compared to Cyberpunk, and I'm just like, now I really want to just play Cyberpunk. I think Cyberpunk is going to be added to the list here.
Is doing the opposite. We're wrong, they're right.
Funny I say that as I'm reacting to a Starfield video.
The responses they made to reasonable reviews of the game with countless hours played is horrific and unprofessional too, and essentially not addressing any issues the game might have. In their eyes, it's bloody perfect.
Bethesda's response. Some of Starfield's planets are meant to be empty by design, but that's not boring. Bitch, are you serious? What the fuck? When the astronauts went to the moon, there was nothing there. Bitch, this isn't real life. It's a video game. Oh, fuck. Deadass, the devs went through and replied to a bunch of these just like this. Oh, yeah. Weren't they, like, AI generated in 2 or some shit?
At least, CD Projekt Red have tried to rectify their mistakes, although it's taken a long time. With Starfield, it's not going to happen.
It shouldn't matter how long a game takes. To an extent, if the game's not done, don't release it.
From the looks of it, it looks like they have no intentions to fix or address issues, which really is the nail in the coffin. However, this could change due to the backlash from fans, as it's really not going down well. So with all that being said, Starfield is bad. There is fun to be had here, but it really does fall from the mark in many aspects. And I will admit, I was completely wrong about this game thinking about it now. I definitely had fun playing it at points, but with this many hours played now, the issues are just clear as day, and it made me realise just how bad the game really is. And to be honest, I just don't like following everyone else's opinions on things, so that might be why I never thought this was a bad game, and I carried on playing it like it wasn't one. But when you begin listing all the issues in this game and things you would like to change, it becomes apparent then, as the bloody list becomes longer than the donkey's cock. So do you agree with these comments? I would love to know in the comment section below. Am I being way too hard on it, or am I not being hard enough? Let me know in the comments section. And if you would like to find out whether the GTA Definitive Edition is finally worth playing all these months later, make sure to click the card on screen to check out that video. You definitely don't want to miss it, as things have changed and it might surprise you. Thank you guys for watching as always, and have a great rest of your day.
So yeah, we designed the escapism-based video game to be empty and boring, so let's go us. No, oh, Jesus. That was such a weird response. I remember there was like an interview with Todd Howard and Phil Spencer, and it was shortly after the release of it. Someone was like, why aren't there vehicles on planets or some shit? Like buggies or something, like dune buggies? And fucking Phil Spencer, like, laughed. Like, apparently that was probably brought up, and then Todd's like, nah, just let him walk and run. So yeah, this video was basically an intro of why I won't be continuing my Starfield playthrough. It's pretty self-explanatory. Like, if I told someone, yeah, I'm not continuing Starfield, they'd probably be like, yeah, I get it. You wouldn't even need any questions. Like, you know what I mean? You wouldn't even need questions answered. Alright. Thanks, YouTube. I'll see you later. Bye.